are very big on CCTV. We believe that it is a force multiplier, that it is an effective way not only to provide greater security in open spaces, evidence Times Square, but also it's a much more effective way to guard approaches to tunnels, bridges, and other sorts of static targets.
Maryland, like most states, has gotten very good at following the money from DHS. Money to equip local police with the latest technology. Much of it imported from the battlefields of Iraq and Afghanistan. Here at a sales fair in Phoenix, American companies have rushed into the information-gathering bonanza.
It's called microfacial expressions. We use it to help the soldiers, the troops on the ground in Afghanistan and Iraq, to tell if the individual is trying to hide something.
The new gold rush has attracted some familiar names: General Dynamics, Northrop Grumman, and some newcomers.
We can take massive stores of pre-recorded video, whether it be facial video, aerial, in this context, anything related to vehicles, and extract those objects and understand the nature and behavior of those objects and update a Sybase IQ system with the high-level results.
This is all part of that massive new organization, Top Secret America, that the government has been constructing since 9/11.
Doesn't that make sense? Yeah.
2 years ago, with her fellow reporter Bill Arkin, Priest began to focus on Top Secret America as it grew and spread.
What's this one? Here's all of General Dynamics in the country. Oh my goodness!
And hundreds of those buildings were hiding in plain sight, in office parks like this.
And this is a gate to the NSA?
Yeah, there's a government facility back in there. You'll see it better after we turn down this road. Obviously, I can't go that way.
Inside these buildings, nearly 1 million Americans are fighting what has been called the global war on terror.
You've got Titan in here. CSC is in one of these buildings. General Dynamics security station here at the front where they check out the cars and look underneath.
Yeah, so maybe you should put the camera down now.
You just never know who's watching over here.
Slowly, they discovered a hidden world of military, government, and private corporations.
All right, so can we just go over what you have?
Sure.
This is the picture that I went up to that credit union place.
Mm-hmm.
They documented the incredible building boom all around Washington.
Had it not been for the leaves off the trees and at night, you would never see this thing.
And yet it's gigantic.
Yeah. For the rest of my life, I will never see the world the same way again, especially around Washington. These buildings that they might only be 4 stories high, but they go down 10 stories. And there's a whole world down there, like shops and places to eat that you don't know about. That's just for them.
This is a world so secretive, so large and unwieldy, that no one knows how much it costs, or everything it does.
I could not possibly claim that I knew everything that was going on. I think someone said that only God knows all the special access programs. I think that's true. Is that a good thing? Probably not. Can we avoid it? Probably not.
4-star General Michael Hayden ran the National Security Agency and then the CIA. But even he didn't know the scope and size of secret programs inside Top Secret America.
I was in government service for 40 years. Most of that was in intelligence. I would never claim to you that I knew all the compartments.
And no one seems to know what it all really costs.
You have a Congress that's not doing its job on oversight and recognizes it's not doing it, calls it dysfunctional. So who's making the decisions? And where are they being made? Well, they're being made in the 17 different intelligence agencies. And nobody's in overall charge. So naturally you're going to get bloated budgets. Naturally you're going to get duplication.
It's a story only just beginning to be understood. A story about the price of security and whether all those tens of billions of dollars are actually making us safer.
You can look, if you're objective, at all of this money and all of this effort and say, what would have happened if we hadn't done that? And in almost every case, nothing would have happened. It's true that there hasn't been another attack. It's not true that all of this expenditure and all of these people have stopped it.
The terror threat in this country is
trying to set off a bomb at a Christmas tree lighting ceremony.
Arrested by federal agents this morning after attempting to
But what about all those publicized cases that sounded like successes?
The guy who tried to blow up more than 250 fellow...
What exactly went wrong?
Just a year ago, at Christmas, the underwear bomber, who somehow evaded the security net despite numerous intelligence red flags, and a father who warned the CIA his son might be a threat.
There are more questions than answers today.
There were no red flags raised.
He actually got to the point of triggering the device, which means at that point the only thing that's going to stop that is what happened, is a technical failure or maybe a human failure.
What we found out from the Christmas Day bombing attempt was that because the Nigerian guy's name was misspelled by one letter, he did not pop up. The little bits of data about him were not correlated. Those dots were not connected.
Google does it. If you mistype something on Google, it says, "Did you mean this?" And despite spending all the billions of dollars on databases, that simple spell check, "Did you mean this?" kind of software wasn't operating.
And then, 5 months later, there was the Times Square bomber.
Be assured that the FBI and their partners in this process have all the tools and experience they need.
The Times Square bomber was a horrendously run operation. A bunch of vendors in Times Square said to the cops, "There's a problem with this car."
Both those cases, it was not the intelligence agencies, it was private citizens. On the plane, it was a private citizen who jumped the guy. Times Square, it was a vendor saying something's wrong there, letting law enforcement authorities know it. So we were lucky, and because we have an alert citizenry.
The FBI says it's taken down a homegrown radical.
Right here in Baltimore, a man apparently tried to blow up a military recruitment center in Cape.
And then there's this case that happened just recently in Maryland.
Detonate what he thought was a bomb.
He proceeded to drive the SUV as planned to the recruiting center, where he parked it in front of the building.
An undercover FBI agent had given the suspect an inert bomb.
He had a detonation device, which he was to key. However, when he keyed it, it didn't work.
He was immediately placed under arrest at that time.
And once again, the suspect, 21-year-old Antonio Martinez, had been discovered by an alert citizen reading Facebook. The source called the FBI in Baltimore.
I'm trying to think of any other technology that would have helped in this case.
This was good old-fashioned police work by a lot of different police agencies coming together.
Okay, so not so heavy on the technology.
That's correct.
The Fusion Center's new technology was not involved, nor were the CCTV or license plate cameras. There was no SAR report.
Free to go.
Later on this special edition of